Hello everyone, welcome to this new community show. Very glad to have you on board. Today it's an exciting day because it's the patch day. And today Mr. Cuddleshire is here with me to talk to you about all of the new content. And of course we have the trailer reveal. Let's get started. And here we go. Hello, Mr. Cuddleshire. Thank you very much for joining the show once again.
Always a pleasure.
Nice. So, how are you doing today?
I am doing very well. I'm ready to get into these patch notes. I'm ready to talk at them.
Nice. And before everything, we will of course have the trailer reveal, which happens once a month.
Ooh.
So we have a new patch. There is plenty of exciting stuff to share. But first, let's introduce Mr. Cuddleshire. In case you do not know him, is a future ASMR artist. Well, no, that's a joke.
Apparently.
It's a content creator on Twitch and on YouTube. Is creating plenty of video and live stream with a very chill, relaxed, and happy vibe. Do you want to introduce yourself?
I like to say mostly chill. There are moments where I am very not chill, but mostly chill. So yeah, obviously I play Embers Adrift, but also I play a lot of weird niche games from the past. Like recently we just finished up Amulets and Armor, a game that sold less than 100 copies back in 1990 whatever.
Oh wow.
So if you enjoy that. And also it's funny you talk about the ASMR stuff. I made a channel that's like called, I think it's called Boring Stories to Sleep To. So maybe I'll have to change it to Mr. Cuddleshire. Maybe I won't have to. I don't know.
Oh, nice.
We'll take it from there.
Amazing. A new purpose has been born today. But before, I would like to share with everyone a little clip of Mr. Cuddleshire. And I think that was the best clip that I could find ever, taken by Gulo Gulo. Yes, I'm sharing his name. Let's see that.
Ooh, longbow, yes please. Mmm. Yum yummy in my tummy. Who's gonna get the bow? Who's gonna get the bow? Who's gonna get the bow? I hope it's me. I won the bow. I won the bow. I won the bow. I will equip it now. I can't wear the bow. I need one more level. When I get that level, I will equip the bow.
That clip is awesome. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's funny. Gulo, when he saw that live, he immediately posted it to like every single Embers Adrift channel. And then I was like, all right, I guess I'll make a short about it. And I did.
Yeah, and look at this. It's shared now in the community show, published on YouTube and everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Comes full circle.
So, did you use that bow now?
I used that bow for a bit until I got the one that drops from the skill chefs. But yeah, it was a good bow.
So it has been replaced already then?
Well, that clip was taken a bit ago. I think I wasn't even 50 at the time. I've been 50 for a bit.
Okay, and so what kind of things you're doing in game right now? What do you spend your time in Embers Adrift doing?
So currently, mainly, my Embers Adrift experience is obviously doing the skill chef content on my Brigand, who's level 50, who you saw in that clip earlier, and also leveling up my Sentinel, who is currently 36, to mainly play with Nathan Napalm and Gulo and Daimlos and all those people on Wednesdays. And I'm sure you know we get into some very deep conversations, intense conversations, and yeah.
Okay, that's cool. And so, do you like the gameplay of the Sentinel?
Yeah, I like it. I think it's I feel like the other two healers are kind of like, you have the Duelist, which is more just AoE group heals, and then you have the Warlord, who's kind of like a half healer, half bard, and then you have Sentinel, who's more just direct healing, more HOTS and single target heals, and not so much group heals. So yeah, I think they all work out well.
Nice. Yeah, that's the one I've not played so very much, but I think it's interesting. Are you ever using the kind of semi-tanking abilities of the Sentinel, or you never do that?
I haven't really messed around too much with the tanking abilities, mainly because I feel like there's just not enough in the toolkit to really utilize it. It's like, sure, they can wear decent plate and tank decently if they have to, but they only have the one taunt, and they don't really have a whole lot of other ways they could generate threats. So I think it'd be easy for a DPS to pull from a Sentinel tank. But I haven't really messed around with it, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's something that I've only been using myself in a group of 3 with 2 other striker, and that was kind of working nicely because we were not doing a full group content. So it was more to make it a little easier to not have the warden get their butt kicked by the mobs, and instead of grabbing the aggro back from them and but that's really the only thing I've been doing with Sentinels one day. It was not my real character, it was Elloa cheat, so, you know, she's cheating. So, what about discovering the trailer of the new patch?
Yes. Let's discover.
Yeah, let's do it. So, let's watch the trailer. And there we go. So quite exciting this month, so this patch. So just right after the show, you can play the 5 last Ember Vein solo loop that has been promised. So now every Ember Vein have a solo loop that you can enjoy by yourself or maybe with another friend, because it works also well for a duo group. You can find some solo named mob with really good loot. So Mr. Goldershire, what do you think about the solo loop? Have you utilized them much?
Yeah, I use a lot of the solo loops actually. I think they're good. I know a lot of people want more 2 Chev loops. I don't know how many of those are in the works or about to become out soon. But yeah, they're really good, especially I feel like it's easier to kind of grind in a solo loop as opposed to just sitting in one spot and just killing random names, because you're like progressing through it and you have a chance to get chests and stuff. So yeah, I think they're good. I think, and also they really help out for just times where you can't really find a group, or there's not really a whole lot of people around your level that you know online during your playtime. So it helps you kind of close that gap a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And it's sure that all of those kind of improvements is a work in progress. So right now we're not working on duo loop because I'm not sure we can add a duo loop in every Ember vein like we could do it for the solo loop. But the next piece of content I think we're going to work on will be the Dryfoot Fortress, which will be full group stuff. So that will be the next step. But I'm not exactly sure when and how much time it will take, etc. So the other feature for this month are a little quality of life feature, but I think they will really bring some convenience and some easiness to the gameplay. First of all, we of course have updated the task. So thanks to your feedback, guys, we have been reworking those bulletin board tasks quite strongly those last 2 months. According to your feedback. So here this month what has been reworked is those tasks that were asking you to find some specific target that were sometimes very difficult to find. Therefore the idea is that you have to kill 10 of the mob that can replace those specific targets, giving you an idea where to go to find those specific targets. So the mob that you will have to kill will guide you to the place where you will find the other one, and by killing them you will have more chance to respond to specific mobs, etc. So it's kind of guiding you better. So that's thanks to the feedback of several players that had difficulty to find those targets. Is it something?
That's always good.
Yeah.
I remember I was talking about it on my stream before, where it was like I was trying to find freaking Shriek Grave Guards, and I was probably on that task for like 3 weeks. So it's always good to have changes. Yeah.
3 weeks, no, that's bad. So yeah, that's exactly the problem you're evoking here. Now you will have to kill the regular Shriek that will lead you to find those graveyard Shriek. In the case where it's difficult to do it because there's not a mob that has spawned at that time, so you're running around not knowing where it is, and so that should alleviate the problem and give a better guidance through the task itself. Make it a little bit easier while still forcing you to kill the right target. You just have to kill less of them, and it should be easier to find. Next is, of course, the inspect, which is something that you guys have been asking for a long time. So do not be worried if you don't want people to inspect you. You can remove that ability, so you can block it off in your option. But otherwise, you can inspect each other. That's going to be fun. You will receive a notification if you get inspected, and there you go. So you can see everyone, which I think is exciting. It will be very fun during the trade fair, for example, to see each other.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. I know a lot of newbie players, you know, I'm sure they see a lot of high-level players in the city, and it's kind of annoying to be like, hey, can you link what you're wearing? They could just look at it, unless they like to keep their gear a secret, and then they can have their secret underpants to themselves.
Yeah, exactly. So we know that this was a feature that some people will really want to opt out, basically. So if you want to opt out and not be inspectable and keep your secret, you can, don't worry. And last but not least, I think it's a very, very nice feature, which is the looking for group tool notes, where you can add some extra note if you're looking for, let's imagine that you want a super good pew pew group. You can add that, only experienced player. Or if you want to welcome new player too. Or if you want something specific, I want all the flux for me. Well, you can do that and add those little notes into your looking for group. Or if you're a streamer, you can link your stream. This is not forbidden. You can promote yourself that way. It's in the interest of everyone. So just do it. Just do it.
That's great, because I always forget to promote my streams whenever I stream Embers, so that's great.
Yeah. Exactly. And so the people that doesn't want to be on stream say, okay, I'm not going in that group then. Because that can happen too.
Yeah.
So let's read the patch note now. So all right, so I have a question first. Fitzron, mailbox delayed indefinitely? No, it's delayed for 1 month because the work was almost done, but there was some little things we were not 100% certain. So you can imagine it was 95% tested and ready. But it includes your gold and you sending item to other player. So if there's a problem and there's a bug, it could be damaging. So it's going to be on QA first, so you guys can break it. But you will have all of that information in detail in the patch notes. So we are going to read those patch notes in a moment. This month's patch includes 5 new solo loops, the ability to inspect other players, and custom LFG-LFM nodes. That is in addition to a number of quality of life improvement, bug fixes, and task updates. We had intended to launch our new mail system this month, but it needs an extra few weeks for polish and QA. See more info below. So tech. Added a drag bag keybind, unbound by default. So you know you have the possibility to drag a bag, which can be useful sometimes when the bag is in inconvenient place, or even if in the middle of a pack of mob, it can work sometimes. So now you have a keybind for that, so which will be convenient. Improved bag dragging mechanics by allowing your bag command to drag nearby group member bags if you have consent. This also applies to the keybind mentioned above. If your bag is within range, it will have drag priority, otherwise it will drag the closest group member bag. So to consent, as a reminder, if you want to consent other player to drag your bag, you need to type in the party chat /consent.
And you can still only drag your bag if that player is online that you're dragging.
Mm-hmm. This is not really a feature that have been used a lot, but it can be useful sometimes.
I mean, it was used for when Nathan, a long time ago, got stuck down in the depths of Forgotten Depths 1. And everyone was stuck down there, and everyone dragged their bags out, and it was a good time.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's the meaning of background, isn't it? First-person camera 8 should now more closely correspond to the eye of a character. So someone has been reporting that they were quite astonished that the camera was not at the same place than their character. Like they were very big and suddenly they find their first-person camera to be at the same height as an NPC that they should have been towering up. And so Undone has been reworked on that, so the camera will be adjusted to your size. So if you're small and you're in first person, you will be in small vision. Added an option for high-resolution sun shadows in the graphic setting and increased AFK time from 15 minutes to 20 minutes. NPC tech fix an issue preventing mobs from resetting to their spawn rotation when returning to their spawn point and improve the return behavior of mobs returning to their spawn point. We have seen this problem with the Raven in Grimstone Canyon where they were all facing the cliff the wrong way, seemingly doing things on the cliff. So that will not work anymore. So now it will work the proper way. They will be on the right side. Fix a stuck spot in New Haven Valley, New Haven City, Ember Vein, Forgotten Depths, Dryfoot, Highland Hills, Grizzle Peak, Grimstone Canyon, and Aquifer. A little word for all the people that has been stuck for this change to happen every week. Thank you, guys. Fix a floating tree in Red Shore. Fix some floating props and LODs in and around New Haven City. Fix a smuggler Vix weapon animation. Disabled a number of props inside of the Dryfoot Fortress for performance improvement in Dryfoot. Disable shadows on some alchemy VFX that were not rendering correctly. Closed up an erroneously open cabin in Middleland. Reduced the camera shake impulse force for Drolsk. Added leatherfold visuals, improved blending of shadow area in Watcher's Folly, and added fog around Eastern Farm in Northreach.
So I guess that fixes the, because remember before, if even the draws were near you, you'd still get that camera shake, so I guess that got fixed.
Yeah, and it's something that you can disable in your option, of course, because some people are having motion sickness with that. We have that with Big Bear, with Drolsk, with a different creature, and you also have a kind of earthquake effect in Arcos Lair, the Ember Vein, which is the highest level Ember Vein. And so if you don't like the camera shake, you can remove it. If you like it and enjoy the immersion that it has, well, just enjoy it. What do you think about that? You disable it or you keep it on?
I keep it on. I know it was really nice for Undercroft because once you start seeing that shake, you're like, oh, there's mole bears nearby.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get some gear.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Because it's such a pain to get to the mole bear, so you're happy when you see them.
Yeah.
Interface. Fixed incorrect bulletin board references on the Northreach map was showing the name of the New Haven Valley. Fixed a resizing issue with LFG and LFM window. Fix some issue with window closing and causing movement to stop. Fix a typo in Grimstone Pauldron. Fix a typo in some mob emotes. Fix a typo in patrolling Northreach. Fix a typo in the Delvin conversation. Fix a typo on popular smoked meats, which are poplar and not popular. But it's kind of, it was a fun typo. It's too bad that it has been corrected, actually.
I mean, they should add another item that's the popular smoked meat.
Yeah, I agree.
Like someone sells in town.
I agree.
You know, like Famous Amos?
Yeah, or it's a quest item or something. Absolutely. Fix the overhead combat text not showing for instant AoE ability hits. Rename purchase spring water to rainwater as to avoid confusion with barrel of spring water. Move the tutorial tab in the interface to be the last visible tab. That's also something that has been requesting. So it's one of your feedback, and it's true, it makes more sense that you get the quest, the hunt log, the task, and then the tutorial at the last tab.
Yeah.
Added non-grid pass auto-loot option to the gameplay option menu for known recipe, non-usable recipe, not for your profession, non-usable region, not for your spec or base role, and basic item exclude recipe and region. So if you don't want crap, you can auto-pass it now.
That's good, because I know people, I've heard of people turning on the always greed system, and then like, wait a minute, no, I don't want that. I don't want the greed on that. I just want to pass on that. So it gives them a little bit more options.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's nice, especially as the inventory is sparse, so you will want to be careful into what you're looting and not looting everything. Added a custom note option for LFG LFM entries in the social interface. This feature is not available for trial player. Understandably why. We only had nice trial player, but we never know that we have some people that want to advertise a website or whatnot. So. Added an icon to the lower left of item in need of repair. This icon will show when an armor piece goes below 80% durability and has reduced effectiveness. For weapon, this icon will show when the weapon drops below 20% durability and has reduced damage output. Yeah, which can be useful because we are not always paying attention to those kind of detail.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Nathan, you always end up being like, oh no, my armor's almost out. Whoops.
Yeah, yeah. Me too. I'm never paying attention to that. If I always repair when I go back to town, but I never pay attention to it when I'm not in town. Added a /e as a valid alias for /emote. That's also the feedback of a player. Added /smile, /buy, and /wink to default emotes. Updated context menu title for XP bar bubble to say track experience for. Updated resist tooltip to indicate that they grant a chance to fully resist. And defensive NPC interface nameplate will now show as a thin health bar instead of a thick one. All right. Design. Fix mob requirement for freeing Meadowland. So maybe less, I suppose. Increase applicator radius on flatworm to make them easier to catch. Will everyone be happy about that?
Yeah, everyone will be happy about that. I think this one flatworm juked me for like 10 minutes straight, so that's good.
Yeah, well, you have been quite persistent to run after the flatworm for 10 minutes.
Well, it was like going around in circles with me. It was really weird. I was in a hallway, and it just kept going around in circles, and I was like, listen, I'm gonna get this guy. I don't know what the buff is, but I'm already 5 minutes in. What's another 5 minutes?
Yeah, you're right. It's funny. It seems that sometimes they are trolling you, right?
Yeah, I mean, we all know the conspiracy that the devs control the flatworms.
Yeah, it's not true, but still.
Yeah, that's what they want you to say, though.
Reduce execution time of wild tracks at level 30 from 1 second to 0 second to be consistent with higher level version. Simplified flatworm buff to avoid cases where the flatworm is consumed but no buff is applied. Yeah, that's sad, of course. Reduce 1 Chevron mob innate avoidance by 50% and reduce 2 Chevron mobs innate avoidance by 30%, so they should be easier to fight. Reduce damage on Ashen Mangrove Conal attack. Adjusted Noxious Bog Poison Fog area to be more consistent with visual. Fix a spawn distribution by Blightroot Grove and outside of Blightroot Grove. Should be more even mix of mangroves and mandrake. Ah, thank you. That's nice for that quest because sometimes it's hard. Generic clothes can be used for any Grand Torch recipe. Some people will be very happy about that one.
Yeah.
Doom spiders are no longer ranged. Oh, that's a big change. The Doom effect from Doom spiders now has a lesser version for 1 Chevron and 2 Chevron mobs with reduced duration. Nice. Change spawn around farms in Northreach to be consistent to match the quest involving them. Increase respawn rate for area of 1 Chevron marauders in Dryfoot strongholds. And increase armor damage ability effectiveness. Added Stalker type of mob to all outdoor zone except for New Haven Valley. Isn't that nice?
SpaghettiOs.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. So what is a Stalker mob, guys? Mr. Coddershire, do you want to explain to everyone?
So a Stalker mob is usually at least a 2 Chev, sometimes a 3 Chev mob that stalks you. So you'll be fighting someone and then all of a sudden, I'm being attacked by a random stalker. Well, he was stalking you. The good news is that if you do kill a stalker, it's kind of like a miniature chest and they drop some random consumables and crafting reagents and stuff. So it's both good and bad.
Yeah, nice. So you can be stalked by mobs. They are going to pursue you. You cannot run away from them. Or maybe you can. I don't know. But it will be time to find out. Task. We have updated the bounty task for hunting uncommon creature. Those tasks will have an additional objective to hunt for creature that potentially could respawn as the uncommon type. For example, a task that previously asked you to kill 5 sap spiders. At times there may be no sap spider spawn, leading to some confusion. So the task has been updated to kill 3 sap spiders and additionally kill 12 of any spider. The goal with this is to ensure there is this affirmation of killing placeholders for the uncommon types as also being intended as part of the task. Description improved for various tasks with the harder to find mobs. For example, Scorpion and Raccoon in Dreamstone Canyon. Reduce the kill count for middle and rat ring task. Objective is now also just kill rats. Camp added to Middleland for the task to /wave all clear on a rock above river. Description updated to match. Task that ask the player to emote will explicitly use / to indicate the / command should be used for the task. This is also some feedback we have received that it was confusing, especially when you're a new player and you're new to Evan Valley and you don't know what is this emote task. Snatch scale stalker kill count reduced, removed Middleland spider plateau task. Red main, well, which makes sense because the Middleland spider plateau is not really soloable. Well, not really. Can be, but it's going to be challenging.
I mean, people will still try.
Yeah. Red main included with wolves for Highland Hills North wolf task. And this is because the wolves can be found during the day and the red mane can be found during the nights, and so it's ensure that you can always have a target regardless of the time of the task. In Highland Hills North task for Blightroot, Deeproot, mobs now count both mandrakes and mangrove. Alright, so a lot of nice change, all of that has been done thanks to your feedback. I hope that you guys that are listening to this recognize, hey, I did report that, I did say that, nice. So you see that we're listening. New stuff. New Ember Vein solo loop. Added 5 new Ember Vein solo loop, each include new section, new named, and some with updates to existing uncommon drops. Those new solo loop can be found in Middleland, the Spinal Recluse, and Derelict Sanctuary, Dryfoot Basilic's Run, Retro Reach Cragscale, Cavern, and Grimstone Canyon Arcos Lair. And now every Ember Vein has a solo loop.
Hooray!
Yay! Inspection. This patch had the ability to inspect other players' equipment that if they are nearby. This can be done via the context menu of the players or the chat command inspect player name. When being inspected, you will receive a simple chat notification that someone else is inspecting you, unless you have blocked said player. If you do not want others to inspect your gear, you can disallow inspection by unchecking a new box in your equipment interface next to the title drop-down. This setting is saved on per character basis, so be sure to do it on every of your character, because we are working on a character basis things and not an account based things for most feature in the game. That's the route we have taken.
So the only way to inspect is to actually do the command /inspect, is that right?
No, you can right click on someone and you will have trade, duel, etc. And then you have inspect as well.
Oh, okay, so it's a menu. Because I remember in EverQuest, that was a pain, because it was just anytime you right-clicked, you inspected, and usually you inspect yourself, but sometimes you'd actually inspect someone else, and they'd get the message, and they'd be like, why are you inspecting me? Sorry,
yeah.
right-click on accident.
No, here you will still have to scroll down. I think it's not the first option, so you should not do that too much on accident. It might still happen, too.
I mean, a couple times.
Once the inspection window is opened, it does not change. In other words, the items in the inspection window are more of a snapshot. This allows you to continue inspecting a player long after they have left the area or have logged off, as long as you keep the inspection window open. In order to refresh an inspection, you simply re-inspect and the window content will refresh. So you will not see any equipment change live. You have to refresh the window. A few quick caveats. You can only inspect someone once every 1 second. Inspect window does not include the player's light source, tool, or emberstone. The cosmetic slot appears in the center of the window where the emberstone typically resides. Like here in the middle. Next month, April 2024, mail. We fully intended to launch the newly developed post-system in this patch. However, there are a few critical polish tasks we feel are needed before we release it into the wild. Given that we are going to allow players to send item and money to one another, we wanted to make sure that those systems were watertight to prevent potential any loss of goods. The system is 95% on the way there and has just few tweaks to go before it's ready. Expect to see this feature on QA very soon, where we will be asking you to break it. And that's the mailbox.
That's a neat little mailbox. Got a little eagle on it. Got a little keyhole.
Yeah, isn't that nice?
Dangling chain. You know?
Yeah, and you know
all
why?
All sorts of crazy stuff.
You know why you have this? With all the red little things? Have a guess.
Are those like scrolls? Or like that you put in? I don't know. I'm just guessing.
No, here what it will do, it will change when you have mail. It will be green.
Ooh. Red light, green light, I like.
Yeah.
Man, I'm glad they're working on it. I wouldn't want to have them just push it out because I know people have been asking for a mail system for a while. And yeah, I'm glad they're making sure it's ready. You know, when it's completely airtight and ready, that they'll release it, because it would suck to mail all your gold to like an alt or something, and then it's just gone forever or forever.
Yeah, exactly. It is not. I don't know if a quest is bugged. It's annoying, but it's not really a big deal. However, if you lose your money or your item, that's more of a big deal. And we are super cautious with that. And so we wanted to be sure that it was 100% ready. We thought we would have it by this month, but there was still some things we were doubtful about. So I did still find a bug not so long ago, and something that was not working on that were supposed to work. So it's better to be safe than sorry, especially with the mail system.
Yeah.
Engine upgrade. Through most of this month, we have been testing Unity 2022 on QA. Every time we were about to make the switch final, some random issue crops up at the last minute, making us reverse course. This time around, there was an issue with how Unity 2022 handles refresh rates compared to previous version, which needed to be addressed. Given how late in the month this issue was discovered, we decided to push this launch back so the fix can have more time on QA. And that's why Undone has white hair now.
Soon he's not going to have any hair.
Yeah. And there it is. And that's it for the patch notes. So I'm going to check if there's any question. Sorry guys, I could not read your question while I was reading the patch notes. I am missing one screen. So for now it's going to be it. So let me see. Blinding Rain, auction house delayed indefinitely. So we have never said that we will be implementing an auction house. So that has never been what we say. We never said that we will do an auction house. What we said, it was we will be implementing the mail system, and then we will see what will be needed. We are not convinced at all that we want an auction house in the game. That doesn't mean that there will not be an auction house. I'm not saying never, but it is not specifically something that we want. There is other option that we want to explore, but first we want to see how the mail system will change the trait, and then we can discuss further. But the mail system needed to be done first, because if you have an auction house, you need a mail system anyway. But we also want to see what and how the mail system will change the trades between player, and then we will see what is needed, if there is something that is needed further. And we might explore some other avenue that are not an auction house. There had been many ideas that has been suggested, like a storefront where the player can sell their ware directly, or like a ordering board where you are asking, so it's not exactly an auction house, it's like a half auction house, something like this. So there's plenty of other ideas to explore. So when it comes to the auction house, this is not a no, but it's not a yes either. So we will see how the trade is going with the mail system. And do not hesitate to give your feedback. And if you think that an auction house is needed, feel free to expose your arguments. But right now, the mail system, and then we will see. Vicky the Great is saying, I always wanted a stalker. There you go. Your dream is going to happen.
It's a beast man with hooves for legs, but, you know, you have one.
So Fistron is asking, will there be a fee to mail stuff? Yes, there will. There will be a small fee to send your stuff, like you can expect. I cannot tell you the rates on top of my head, but there is a fee. And Floppy...
So to kind of follow up on that, will I assume free players will not be able to send mail, but will people be able to send mail to free players?
Oh, that's a good question. I do not know. I don't think so, because the trade is completely disabled to free trial. Also, so you cannot boost them, and they have to experience the game for themselves fully. So they want to try the game, they will try the game and not be boosted by a friend. So I don't think so, but I'm not sure of that answer. But for sure they cannot use the mail system, obviously. Flubit is asking, what happens if a recipient never checked their mail? I think after a certain delay, the mail will be sent back to the user. So let's say you send an item to a friend, that friend is not checking their mail, so the item will come back to you. But I'm not sure about the delay for that.
So it sounds similar to like WoW, classic WoW system, where it's like 30 days.
Yeah.
Or 2 weeks or something.
Yeah, in classic World of Warcraft, the 30 days indeed. Antrix is asking how many mail slots, so it's not going to be used as an inventory. Yeah, we have been paying really attention to that. We cannot prevent it completely. So a subscriber will have more slots to send items, and a non-subscriber will have 2 slots, if I recall correctly. Smartbone is asking about the crack scale cavern. What is a crack scale? Is it a type of creature in the game? It's a snatch scale, but it's a black one. Fitzron is asking, can you mail stuff to yourself? Yeah, you can send mail to an alt, not to yourself. Alright, that's about it, guys. Do you have anything to say about the new content, Mr. Cuddleshire?
Obviously new solo loops are good. I know a lot of people are kind of a little bummed that it's just kind of solo loops for this patch. But I know those worries will go away once, you know, we get Dryfoot Stronghold and Forgotten Depths 3 and fishing. I don't know when that, you know, when fishing comes out, that'll be nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
So obviously you can't, you know, you're a small team and you can't really dish out, you know, you can only do so much in your time. You know, try as you might.
Yeah, that's the answer to a lot of the question. And it's always the same problem. We are a super small team when you think about it. Should we have started to work on an MMORPG? Probably not, but now it's too late. We're deep in, so we're going to continue and to make it right. So we're really honestly giving our best, but we are limited in time, resource, and manpower, and that's the reason. So there's plenty of things that can be discussed regarding our design decision and stuff like that, but in terms of quantity of content, there's only so much we can do. And so if we do 5 Ember Vein solo loop, it's Adrift that is taking care of that. He cannot work on the population of the Dryfoot Fortress, obviously, because there's only that many days in a month. The fishing cannot be worked on if we are working on the mail system. Those kind of things. So it's one thing at a time, and some feature take longer than anticipated or that we want. And we are the first one to be frustrated by our own limitation. And we had to learn to be humble towards them and to work with them, to not be overly ambitious, because having grandiose idea, it's very easy, but to be able to make them work, or to have the humility to take less grandiose idea and to have something more modest, but that is realizable. That's also a learning process and something we had to go to. And so sometimes, you know, you have players that say, oh, it would be nice if we were doing this or that or this. And most of the time, yeah, that would be great. That we would love to do that too. But we need, I don't know, 20 more employees to be able to do that, unfortunately.
I think I have the perfect analogy. So, a typical indie game, let's just say that's a house. But you decided to do an MMO, which is a mansion. And obviously, 2 people working on a mansion, that's going to take a while, because you have to do the foundation, you have to do electricity, you have to do plumbing, insulation, and that's just not even getting into like floors, you know. And obviously there's someone who's going to say, well, I want the balcony to be done. Well, we kind of have to work on the electricity before we even start thinking about the balcony, you know.
Yeah, exactly. It's
and obviously, like a big construction company who has all the resources and hundreds of men, they're going to be able to do a lot, finish that mansion and do a lot more features in that mansion than 2 people at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very nice analogy. It is just that. So we are doing our best. We want this game to be the best as possible. But I still think the project has merits, and we just need to continue to add content step by step. And we thank you for your patience, to all of you that are sticking around despite the slowness sometimes and despite the faults that there is. Thank you very much for sticking around and for building this game together, because I think, and this is something we have been discussing with the Nathan Lapalm last week, and with Antrix on his stream, and with many other people in different area, what makes this game good is the community and the players that you play with. And that's the reason why we create Embers Adrift, and we create Embers Adrift the way we create it, that really induce group play and incentive to play together, is to encourage players to engage with each other and to really have this nice experience of playing with other human beings. And that's what makes the content.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was Captain Vatuman that were also insisting on that point. The community is making the game. And I think that's very true. The game itself is just the playground for the community to have fun. And this lead perfectly into our next segment, which is the community news. So the first video that I would like to share is from Antrix. It's his first YouTube video, and he's sharing his opinion regarding the game. And I have highlighted a very nice message, so please listen carefully. The music is a slightly loud, so it might not be always easy for everyone, but listen, because it's a very nice message. And check out the video after the full video, and give a like and a share. You know how it works, right?
Yeah, hit that like button.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we do.
I'm one of those players that have played new games. I'm not good at taking contact with other people in game. This game have forced me to actually say hi to other players, but also people that have played Embers Adrift for some time. They seek you out and they are really helpful. And for me, as like a shy player, it's been easy to find people to play with because of the way the other players are in the game.
There we go. So one of the reasons I really like this message is because it's the reason why we created Embers Adrift, to really encourage players to reach to each other. But what Antrix is really underlying in this message is that the players are reaching out to the new player, which is amazing, guys. So congratulations to all of the community, and thank you for being so welcoming. Not only be welcoming, but also being seeking out and guiding new players to ensure that they're enjoying themselves. I think that's really fantastic that you guys are doing that, and you know, that's beautiful.
And it's probably mostly Genra. I mean, Genra, he's probably the most helpful person in the entire game. And he always has an ult ready to group with someone, or he has some gear, or he's always ready to help. But that said, I do, me personally, if you stream Embers, I'll probably take a little peek in, see what you're doing, what kind of trouble you're getting into, because I think that's just really interesting.
Yeah, and I think that's how we can build up a very family feel within the community, where you really have the feeling that you belong. People know each other. So it's true that we have a small community, and we have been talking a lot about that. But we also have, and I think that's a side effect, a positive side effect of having a small community. Everyone know each other, and the content creators are checking each other and checking other player, and they're inviting other player, and it's really gives this warm atmosphere that you will probably not have into other game, even though there might be a very nice existing community, but here it is a little bit more close, a little bit more intimate.
Yeah, that's very true.
And speaking of the community, I also have a little event to announce, an event that is created by Vikik the Great. So Vikik is going to do a special stream to celebrate something where, well, you will see the indication on his poster that I will share in a moment. So Vikik the Great is mostly going to offer a giveaway. Of an Embers Adrift copy. So if you are trying the game, if you're testing the game and you like the game and you cannot afford the game, which can happen, then this is your chance. Go and check out that stream. Do not miss it out.
Yeah, more people winning Embers is always good.
So Vikik the Great is going to be streaming Embers Adrift disguised as a maid with his hair dyed in purple. You don't want to miss that, even if you have the game already. So be sure to check out Vikik the Great and follow that stream. It's going to be fun. And then if you don't have the game, there's a chance for you to have it after that, which will be cool.
Yeah.
And thanks to Vikik to organize that. Another community news that I am super happy about is the atmosphere of the trade fair. Because the trade fair started as a small little event organized to ensure players to be able to trade more easily with each other by organizing a set events. So if you don't have the occasion to trade your wear all week long, you know that the Sunday at 2 p.m. Central American time, there is the fair trade, and there is a gathering of players that are at the bank, at the crafting station. It's the best moment to trade, to ask for someone to craft you something, or to even just socialize. I'm also organizing a little game. And lately, the fair trade has become more and more fun. Last week, Levi won 40 gold by betting duels and by me. Yeah, it's crazy, right? And so what happened this week? This week it was hide and seek, because I'm changing games every week. And so Levi hid as well, and the person that found me, we were both hiding on the roof somewhere. And if someone was finding me, they will earn the 1 gold that I promised to the first person that traded me. But that for that 1 round, Levi offered 5 gold in addition. So, and then after that, after the hide and seek, he made another duel contest where he was doubling the bets. So he's using the money he earned last week wisely by providing back to people, by organizing more events himself. So it is really cool. It was very animated. You had a lot of people running around. And for once, that event has been streamed, not by me, but by Antrix. So I'm promoting Antrix twice this week, but there's no favoritism. It's just happening. But look at that. It's pretty fun. So you can see what it is to look for me.
Very lucky. Twice in one community show.
Yeah, right?
Round 4. Damn. Someone is good. Haha, see you. I see you. Haha. I can't make it up there in time. God damn it. I'm up too late. Yeah, I was too late. I saw it first. God damn it.
And there we are. That was pretty fun. So be sure to join the Fair Trade, guys. It's every Sunday at 2 p.m. Central American time. It's fun. There's always game, surprises, and other thingy that happen. You never know, because everyone is gathered there. So sometimes there's wild role play. Sometimes there's, you know, whatever. It's the occasion also to inspect everyone and to see what they have on themselves. Because next week you will have the inspect function. You can do it.
And someone might even give away 100 gold. They probably won't, but there's always that chance.
Yeah, you never know. Exactly. You never know. There it is. I would like to speak also about another point, and I would be happy to hear your point of view about that, Mr. Condorshire. So it's a discussion that happened on Discord related to the GM event, where a member were expressing their wish to have more GM events. So I just would like to give a little explanation why there is no as much GM event as you wish. The GM event, as the name suggests, are hosted by the GM, so it needs to have developer in-game, and while the event itself is maybe taking 1 or 3 or whatever, depending of the event itself, it takes the time to be present and to organize it, but it also requires a little bit of preparation in general, etc. Especially if we want to make it as a successful GM event. You could make a surprise GM event where you're not promoting it, or you could make it as an occasion for players to gather. So I agree very much. This is something that we wish to organize more often, but we got, you know, busy with a lot of other things, and the work that is done offline is also taking some time. So that's the reason why you don't see GM event so regularly. But we're trying, and I personally try to organize stuff for the community. But so, the wishes has been heard, so we will see what we can do. We always had some big plan for the GM event, so we will see what we can do. And at some point, we still have the reward system to rework and all that kind of things.
Yeah, I feel like GM events are always good, but I feel like probably people remember GM events the most when there's like special, like especially like EverQuest, when there's special like items that you can only earn through GM events. I think there was like a mask back in the day or whatever for EverQuest. So maybe something like that would be cool, or maybe just like a cool title that would also really help out with GM events and people really getting into them. I know previously there were a little bit of items with the anniversary event, but yeah, I think the systems, adding more systems, and you know the encounter system, I believe you said was in the works, and that has to do with bosses and stuff. But it doesn't have to be bosses. I remember a GM event in EverQuest where, you know, the GM was just there chilling and they were just asking riddles and people had to answer the riddles correctly and they would get something. I don't even remember what. I still remember this today for some reason. And they said a riddle and I answered it correctly and I got a cool thing. And I remembered that forever. And that's why I'm talking about it now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's very much a question of time because often you will organize those events during the weekend, and so it is something we could do more. We definitely could do more, but you need to realize that it's time taken, and you need to have an organization behind that. However, we had, and we still have, it's just not done yet, plan of improvement of the GM event, because the last time we organized them, which was during the anniversary, so we had a new tech with mobs that were kind of scaling to the players, so everyone could participate to the same event, and it was not separated by level like it was done before, which was a chaotic mess, but it was fun, but it was chaotic. So the new tech allowed to have a scaled mob, which worked better, so a level 5 or a level 50 can participate and collaborate together to destroy the same targets. But then what was not nice was the reward system, because only few people could get it. Only certain mobs were giving a reward, and you had to be the lucky one that had tagged the mob, or your group had to tag that mob, and the other people was rewarded nothing. So that's something we want to work to avoid frustration, because the idea is to have something fun and not to have something frustrating. And sometimes you can think that it's fun, but once there's reward involved, then it's not just for fun, and some people can be frustrated. The idea of a GM event is not to reward player, or it's not to well, the base idea, the reason why you organize a GM event is just to have fun, right? That's the idea.
Yeah, and it was a lot worse with that. I don't want to say it was the first GM event, but it was before the anniversary, where you didn't have the scaling, and also you just had mobs that were dropping good loot, and that led to a lot of controversy. And I remember even I was kind of mad because there were necklaces dropping that I could have used, and they were going to like some level 2s, and I was like, listen, I'll buy the necklaces off you, please. And they're like, yeah, I'm gonna keep it and never play again.
Yeah.
So it's good that you're always aware of this and you're always addressing it. And the same thing with the anniversary event. There were items, and even though the items were kind of just for cosmetic, the whole tagging system did kind of sour it a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's good that that's being worked on.
Yeah, and we have some cool ideas, but they're not ready yet to be put in place. But now that we have the mail system, this leads to more possibilities in future, which is really cool. Because even for the weekly events, maybe one day I will be able to offer you something which is not gold, and I can send it right to you in the mailbox. So that's very exciting things as well. So as we are adding and refining some system, we can imagine bigger things. There is also always this, when you design a game, to see how it impacts the psychology of the player, because sometimes you think, yeah, that's fun, let's do it, and then you realize it's almost causing more harm than benefits. It's all kind of things you cannot always predict in advance, because it also depends a little bit of how the community is reacting to it.
As someone in another community likes to say, fail fast. You know, if it's not going to work, then learn that it's not going to work quickly and adjust.
Exactly. But I agree, there could be, you know, events that are organized for fun, and we could do it more often. We just need to take the time to do it. And just remember that the devs also have a life outside of Embers Adrift that is very often already sacrificed very much to compensate, you know, the lack of manpower and everything. And not everyone wants to work the weekend full time, you know, like some people don't. You cannot expect too many GM events, right? That's what I'm saying.
Well, I'm expecting you to be up 20 hours a day, at least, every day, dedicated to Embers Adrift. I'm sorry you need to eat. I'm sorry you need to go to the bathroom. It's Embers Adrift time, all right?
Yeah, I know. But at least the message has been heard, so we will see what comes from it. And as a little side note, because it was in the same conversation, why am I not playing with level 45 plus? Well, the reason for that is that I am really playing my characters. I have a cheating character called Elloa cheat, so you know which one is the cheated character. But the other one are played really, like, I'm not adding myself gold, I'm not boosting my level, I'm not getting loot from the GM chest. I'm really playing those characters. I am walking like everyone else. I am paying my fee from monolith to monolith, etc, etc. And I am not level 45. My highest character is level 34, and I really want to continue it that way. That being said, it's true that I could use Elloa cheats and accompany you higher level guys once in a while with a cheated character if you want my company among the group. I'm not promising that I will play well, nor that my GM equipment will be sufficient to hold on the cool stuff you're doing. But this is something that I can be done time to time. However, I will keep my streams with the Knight, the Tuesday, the Brigand, the Wednesday, and the Duelist, the Thursday, which are my really played characters. Because I want to play the game genuinely as well, and to really experience it, and to also feel myself what are the pain points, because I'm going through them like you guys.
Yeah, and it's impressive that a lot of members of your dev team are kind of following suit. I know Drendon, he also has a character that he doesn't do anything, create any GM cheats or gives gold or equipment. He just plays it. I think it's it. He's in backgrounds, right? That character. I know they also have Undone and Adrift. They have just GM characters who just teleport around and deal with issues people might have.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, it's just it's something that you kind of have to assess. You know, you could. I don't know. I mean, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, you know, getting level 50 is not easy in this game. And to speak to that, Nathan Napalm, he's been playing this game on and off for the past since it launched, and he's only like 30, 36, 37.
Yeah, for sure. There's some players that are faster and some players that are slower. I am a very slow player, but I'm also playing 3 different characters, and I'm not always doing the efficient content for myself. My main goal is to set up groups and to play with players. So I'm doing a lot of green content, or I'm helping out, or, you know, I'm not playing in an efficient way. So I'm probably going to stay behind for a long time. That's okay.
And I feel like you are trying to, you know, group with members of the community, which is also something a lot of other MMOs don't do. You know, if you want to talk to the developers, good luck. But in this game, you can actually, you know, talk and group with the developers. So, and obviously, there's just not that many people compared to the rest of the level spread. There's not that many people 40 plus. A lot of them are probably below 30 for the most part. Probably around 20, 10s and 20s. That's where the majority of the player base is. And if you want to group with them, you kind of have to have characters around that level. I mean, you could probably, if you really want to, say, listen, screw the community, I'm going to get this guy to 50, but, you know, it might come at a cost, and you might hit 50, and you might say, I don't think this was worth it.
Yeah, I prefer to play... So, Quasel is saying, another week or two, there will be about 40 level 50 character active, which is really cool.
I mean, that's true, but also, I feel like it seems like there's more 50s on, and usually there is, because they're the ones who are devoting the most time to the game. But if you were to actually look at the spreadsheet of, like, every single person who's ever played Embers Adrift, it would definitely be 20 and below.
Yeah, there's also players that are not playing every day. They only play once or twice a week. And so they progress slower, and they have their static group, or they come on and off. That happened too. But in any case, if you want to play with me, remember that I have been named the Death Seeker. So you risk and peril, guys. It's at your own risk. All right.
Listen, it's good content.
Yeah, that's true. Let's get to the weekly game, guys. All right, so if you don't know what the weekly game is, it's a little game that you play on Discord. I'm asking you to post a screenshot with certain instruction. You share that screenshot, and we pick up the winner once a week. That winner gain 1 gold. And this week, I'm picking up 2 winners because Meeks, who won 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, do not need the gold and told me to put it back in game. So this week, we're picking up 2 winners. Isn't that nice? Surprise! Thank you, Meeks. Thank you very much. All right, so let's do that. Let's see where is the saying. So what it was, the subject was, let's celebrate spring with flowers. Take a group of friends and enjoy the blooming season. Can be anywhere, but it needs flowers. Any flower counts. 1 screenshot per player. Alright, so let's see. The first one is Aluna, which is with Marcus here around some flowers in Brimstone Canyon. And then that's the screenshot of Marcus, but it's not the same screenshot. And it's also in Brimstone Canyon. Here we have Levi, which is fighting in the poppy field in New Haven Valley. And that's Antrix, which was probably playing with Levi. Here we have Lemeron, which has won the contest last week. There we have Flub, which is sitting around a flax. And so that's Zik. You will say, Zik, there is no flower? What are you doing? But yes, look at his inventory. It's full of flower. So I think it counts. And last but not least, this is Mazov. So we do have 8 entries. We're going to pick up a winner. Let's see who's winning this time. the number 8. The number 8 is Mazov, which is cheering his friend next to Flower while they fight and he doesn't help them. Awesome. For that, you win 1 gold, Mazov. Congratulations.
You killed your party, but listen, 1 gold's 1 gold.
Yeah, exactly. So now we pick up a second winner. We remove the 8. Because Mazov is not going to win twice, right? So let's do that. And that winner is Aluna. Aluna, who won 2 weekly game just previously the weeks before. Congratulations, Aluna.
Are you sure your wheel isn't a little, you know, weighted towards someone?
Well, Aluna is always changing the... It's not always the first, so there's no BS possible. But whoever participating often means you have more chance to win. So if you participate every week, there is a good chance that you're going to win sometimes. In any case, congratulations, guys, and thank you very much for participating as well. So what will be the game next week? There we go. You winning a dice duel. So next week, what we want? You winning a dice duel. Be sure to take it when your opponent is at your feet, kneeling. Don't blame me for this one, blame Levi. 1 screenshot per player. There it is. That's it for the show. Mr. Coddershire, do you have some word of conclusion?
Words of conclusion. Embers Adrift is a game powered by community, where we will come together as a team to overcome challenges, but also maybe love. At the end of the day, Embers Adrift is a good game that I play sometimes, or oftentimes. Give the team a break. They're trying, but also don't give them too much of a break. Also, remember to give all your gold to fantasy football in-game and not Elloa. Thank you. The end.
Especially a certain Mr. Levy, right?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Coddershire, for joining the show and for participating. It was really a pleasure to have you and discuss with you.
It's always a pleasure to come on these.
You take care. We'll see you next time. And you guys, thank you very much for watching this community show. Do not hesitate to follow, subscribe, leave a comment on the YouTube channel and check all of the video and information I am giving into the information box. Thank you so very much. You can join us live also on Twitch. The show happened during the maintenance. It's at 11 AM Central American time. And next week, because the time zone are back together with the summer change, it will be 6 PM Central Europe time. You take care, guys. Bye bye, everyone. See you soon.